Okay, so this is something you didn't answer very well again in the test. Most people got it wrong because they didn't fully answer the question to do with the quadratics, not so much the start, but we'll do linear to start off with. So here, if I want to find a solution here, I can make 3x plus 9 is equal to 42, just multiply by 7, expand the bracket there. Okay, collect all the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So take 3x away from both sides, add 126 to both sides, then divide. Okay, notice you don't have to put it into a decimal, you can leave it as a fraction, which I think you do in your middle school anyway. Sometimes we have simultaneous equations, so in this equation, this value of x and this value of x are the same, this value of y and this value of y are the same. Now I know you have different methods of doing it. Here, because they're both equal to y, you can make the two equations equal, which I've done there again, and then you follow the same thing. So 4x is equal to 20, x equals 5. There shouldn't be anything new to all of you. Okay, I'm not going to go through these ones. I'll just look at this one here. So here, sometimes you have to multiply one of the equations. So I can multiply this top equation by 4 to give me 4y. We're doing it by elimination, whereas before it was substitution. We're now looking to eliminate one of the variables. To multiply this top one by 4 gives me that. I can then take the two new equations, because the values of x and y are still the same, because if I multiply everything by 4, then the answer's multiplied by 4. If I add these two equations together now, this becomes 0 and it eliminates y, and it gives me x, 38x equals 19, x is a half. And this is what a lot of you were doing. You were just working out their value of x. You didn't then substitute it back into the equation to find y. So if I substitute this value into here, x times 8, which gives me 4. Okay, so 4 plus y is minus 3, which gives me y is 7. And it's good practice to then write, so x is a half and y is minus 7. Write the statement out of when the two values are the same. Okay, now what if we have a quadratic? In this case, if we look at here, x squared plus y equals 13 gives me y equals 13 minus x squared, which gives me something like that if I'm drawing it. And x plus y equals 7 gives me something like that. Now I don't know if these points are the same, but it means that if I'm trying to find solutions here, again, there are two solutions, because I've got this point here and this point here. Okay, and so these 2 points on the line where they intersect are the 2 points there. It gives me, and you can think of it as an x coordinate and a y coordinate for this point, and an x and y here. Okay, and so we're looking for two solutions. Okay, so let's have a look at the solution here. So I can again rearrange this first equation so that y is equal to 7 minus x, and then they're both, and then here y is equal to 13 minus x, and I can make them equal. I can rearrange it to give me a quadratic. I can then factorize that to give me that, which means x is 3 or x is minus 2. Okay, so then when x is 3, y must be 4, and when x is minus 2, y must be 9. I can check here. 3 squared plus 4 is 13, minus 2 squared is 4, plus 9 is 13. Okay, and so that gives me the values. Okay, and again, it's good practice to write them out like that. Okay, so here you should be able to do most of the questions on that chapter. I will attach the chapter when I'm doing this as well. So x squared plus y squared equals 16 is a circle. Okay, this bit here generally is the equation of the circle. This bit here is the radius squared, and so this bit, this distance here, would be 4. Okay, so x squared plus y squared is r squared. It's a general circle of a point here. When you do next year, you'll learn a circle anywhere on the plane. Okay, so let's have a look at this equation. X squared plus y squared is 25, is a circle. okay, of radius 5, so that gives me my circle here of 5, and so I know this point here is 5, this, or negative 5, this point here is 5, 5, negative 5. Okay, my line x plus 3 is y, is a line like that, so I know again there's two solutions, okay, and each of those solutions has an x value and a y value. Let's solve them. Okay, that's in the book, but I will again go through it and solve it. Okay, so again I can rearrange this second equation to 3 minus x, okay, here, and then substitute this value into here, so that I get x squared plus this value squared is 25. Expand this bracket to give you this value here. Okay, collect all the terms over to one side, and then use the quadratic formula. Okay, so in this case, b is minus 6, and so minus 6 is positive, plus or minus b squared. 4 times 2 times 16 is 128. Put them in. Okay, I've got my two values of x. Okay, and so then I have my two values of y. So remember, here I take this value and put it into here. I take this value and put it into here. Your calculators will do that, and they will do that. This actually is 3 minus root 41 over 2 as well. But it's important that you understand that you need, for the 2x solutions, you need the y. If you didn't, but lots of you didn't do that. Okay, so I'll put this in the group, and then put everything else that you need to go with it.